I'm Glenn Allinger. I was born a Methodist. My grandfather was a Midwestern horseback riding Methodist preacher in the latter 1800s. My father and his brother were Methodist ministers, their sister a PhD in sacred music. I graduated from Baldwin Wallace University, whose roots go back to a Methodist founding in 1845. As a preacher's kid, a PK, I participated in church youth groups, camps, mission work, church-sponsored Boy Scout group, and choir, sometimes reluctantly. So you say your decision was easy. Not so. I stayed a Methodist despite being a PK. Many PKs have suffered burnout or rebelled, becoming anything from an atheist to an evangelical. I've been a member of Methodist congregations in 6 states. Here in Bozeman, I'm a few months away from 50 years with this congregation. Wife Lee is also a PK. In fact, when we were married in this church, our 2 dads and the minister at the time, John Soderberg, all participated in our wedding ceremony. Some watching today witnessed that event 40 years ago. So much for my personal history. I greatly admire the theology and social work of the founder of Methodism, John Wesley, and the music ministry of his brother Charles. That doesn't mean I live in a Methodist closet. I continue to appreciate studying other religions and learning from them. Wesley based his theology and works on 2 fundamental concepts: love God and love your neighbor. To him, they're not separate. That is, demonstrate love of God by loving your neighbor. I'm reminded to love God through opportunities during weekly worship, Bible study, discussion groups, and personal interactions with dedicated Christians. I like the simplicity of the worship liturgy. The Methodist theology leaves room for interpretation and self-examination. I sometimes have thought that it would be much easier to participate in a religious organization that demands strict adherence to a rigid set of rules. You don't need to think, just follow a checklist. But the concept of free will encourages constant examination, testing of our beliefs. That is a healthy, although not an easy exercise. What particularly draws me to Methodism is the social outreach emphasis originally taught and practiced by John Wesley. That is, love your neighbor, that is broadly practiced in the community, state, nation, and internationally. Our church programs in Bozeman provide glowing examples of stimulating outreach. That concept is taught starting with our youngest children in Sunday school, then vacation school, youth groups, camps, scouts, college age, extending all the way up to us old geezers. I won't list the many options. The weekly e-news is available with programs and giving opportunities. I've been inspired to participate in and sometimes lead mission trips to Louisiana, Mexico, Chile, and Haiti. Work learning experiences that have widened my perspectives and helped me bond with other Christians. The form of worship and activities of Methodist congregations vary widely depending on geographical location, leadership, and so on. The ones with whom I've associated had strong outreach programs. A minister is a very important leader, but ministers are not the church. In Methodist tradition, the congregation has the responsibility of fostering a loving, caring, and accepting environment while reaching out to others. That said, I feel we're fortunate to have Reverend Amy, Reverend Eric, and Pastor Allison sharing their diverse talents in this Gallatin Valley. They and their very creative staff members are doing a remarkable job in performing a balancing act in serving all generations, regardless of social, economic, ethnic, and gender groups, by efforts empowered by the theology of love God and love your neighbor. For all these reasons, I'm a Methodist.